Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Pakistan will lock horns with India in the final of the U19 Asia Cup in Dubai today. Key players for India include Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Vihan Malhotra, Kanishk Chauhan and Dipesh Devendran, while Pakistan will rely on Usman Khan, Samir Minhas, Ali Raza and Abdul Subhan. Pakistan booked their place in the final after an 8-wicket win over Bangladesh in a rain-shortened semi-final, where Abdul Subhan starred with figures of 4 for 20 as Bangladesh were bowled out for 121. India have omitted Test and ODI captain Shubman Gill from their 15-member squad for next year's home ICC Men's T20 World Cup, while wicketkeeper batter Ishan Kishan earned a recall. Gill, who has gone 18 T21 innings without a half-century and missed the recent match against South Africa due to a foot injury, was edged out as selectors opted for a top-order wicketkeeper. Sanju Samson impressed in limited chances, including a brisk 37 alongside Abhishek Sharma in Ahmedabad. A special court in Islamabad has sentenced former Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife, Bushra Bibi, to a combined 17-year prison term in the Toshakhana-II case. Special Judge Central Shahrukh Arjumand presided over the hearing in Adiala Jail. Bushra Bibi's sentence is 10 years under Section 409 and an additional 7 years under Sections 5, 2 and 47. Imran Khan's sentence is 10 years under Section 409 and 7 years under Sections 5, 2 and 47. Both have been ordered to pay over 16.4 million rupees each. The total combined prison sentence for both stands at 17 years each. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has said that any armed intervention in Venezuela would be a humanitarian catastrophe, warning it would set a dangerous global precedent. Speaking at a Mercosur summit in southern Brazil, Lula criticized escalating US pressure on Caracas, including President Donald Trump's order to block sanctioned Venezuelan oil tankers, and echoed calls for restraint alongside Mexico's leadership. Michaela Benthaus, a 33-year-old German aerospace and mechatronics engineer at the European Space Agency, has become the first wheelchair user to travel beyond the Kármán line, the widely recognized boundary of outer space. Benthaus flew aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard capsule, launching from near Van Horn, Texas. The mission, NS-37, marked Blue Origin's 16th suborbital space tourism flight, highlighting the company's goal of expanding access to space beyond traditional astronaut profiles. 7 elephants have been killed and 1 injured after a Delhi-bound train struck a herd in Assam's Hojai district. The collision occurred at a site not designated as an elephant corridor. Despite the pilot applying emergency brakes, the elephants moved toward the train, leading to the derailment of the locomotive and 5 coaches. No passengers were injured. Rail services on the affected section have been diverted as restoration work continues. Tens of thousands of Bangladeshi mourners, including the country's interim government leader, attended the funeral of a slain youth leader and election candidate amid tight security. Sharif Osman Hadi was shot in the head by masked assailants in Dhaka last week, while launching his campaign for an election due in February. He died on Thursday in Singapore after 6 days on life support. In a rare and symbolic honour, Hadi was laid to rest on the Dhaka University campus, beside the grave of national poet Qazi Nazrul Islam. US negotiators are set to meet Russian officials in Florida today for the latest talks aimed at ending Russia's war in Ukraine, as President Donald Trump's administration tries to coax an agreement out of both Russia and Ukraine to end the conflict. The meeting follows US talks on Friday with Ukrainian and European officials. President Vladimir Putin's envoy, Kirill Dmitriev, is leading the Russian delegation that will meet with property tycoon turned diplomat Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Marco Rubio, Trump's top diplomat and national security advisor, said he may also join the talks. Meanwhile, Ukraine says its drones have struck a Russian oil rig belonging to Lukoil in the Caspian Sea and a military patrol ship near a rig, as Kyiv steps up attacks on Moscow's oil infrastructure. The attack is one of a string of strikes targeting Russian drilling infrastructure in the Caspian Sea in recent weeks, but the first one that the Ukrainian military acknowledged officially. According to the Ukrainian military, a drilling platform of the Filanovsky oil rig was damaged in the attack. The US Justice Department has released thousands of heavily redacted Jeffrey Epstein documents, prominently featuring Bill Clinton, but making scant reference to Donald Trump. The newly released documents include photos and evidence from multiple investigations into Epstein's activities, with former President Clinton appearing in several images, including swimming pool and hot tub photos. The Justice Department emphasized transparency while complying with victim privacy protections. Trump's name and images are largely absent, despite previous releases, including flight manifests listing him as a passenger on Epstein's private plane. The US military has launched large-scale strikes against dozens of Islamic State targets in Syria in retaliation for an attack on American personnel. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the strikes targeted ISIS fighters, infrastructure and weapons sites, and that the operation was Operation Hawkeye Strike. Trump said on social media that the Syrian government fully supported the strikes and that the US was inflicting very serious retaliation. US Central Command said the strikes hit more than 70 targets across central Syria, adding that Jordanian fighter jets supported the operation. Elon Musk's 2018 pay package from Tesla, once worth $56 billion, has been restored by the Delaware Supreme Court, nearly 2 years after a lower court struck down the compensation deal as unfathomable. The ruling overturns a decision that had prompted a furious backlash from Musk and damaged Delaware's business-friendly reputation. It assures Musk greater control over the company, which he has said is his main concern. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.